Hello everybody, welcome back to Frank on the Lake. Sorry about that, we had some technical difficulties. The camera actually ran out of battery power and my son Kevin, who's filming right now, was waving his arms left and all about that, and of course I kept talking like I normally do. And that's basically what happened. So some of the other things that we want to show you is this is something I got from my brother who lives in Alaska. This is a one-hand open ulu knife, which I thought was really cool that he got for me. I've never actually used it before, but I am going to try to use it at some point. But some of the other ones that we have here are like these are, I started collecting these lock blades from the state parks in Michigan that I'm going to, and I'm trying to do that and continuing to do some of that. But some of the other knives that I have, which are fairly interesting, this is a push knife called the Fury. And this one is you put it in your hand, you grip it in your hand like this, and you can actually punch with this. The problem with it though is it doesn't have a rubber handle, so it's all like edged, steel here. And I'm sure if you hit somebody with this, it would probably cause a lot of damage to them. The problem with it though is that with these types of edges, if you hit somebody with it, it probably hurts your hand just as much as you're hurting the other person. So, never been used. Can't say that I've ever carried this around a lot because it's pretty illegal. But some of the other knives that I really like using is this is a side-seated knife, and I can't remember where I got this one at, but this is an interesting type of style, which I thought was really cool when I bought it, and it fits really good in your hand. For practical uses, it's really not that great. It's got a really big tip on it, and I really haven't found much of a use for it, but it is definitely cool, and I thought it was really interesting, and that's why I bought it. But it does sit really well on your belt, and it's readily available to take out, which I thought was great. Let's see here. We can move on to some of the other things. I've got some of my throwing knives here, which are, these are some of the Mike Gill issued throwing knives. These are more of a short range throwing knife. They're incredibly lightweight, so they're only really effective at about, I would say, 6 feet away. They do hit pretty hard, but like I said, they're short range. They're only 6 feet away is about the best you can do. Same thing with these. These are cheapo ones I bought somewhere, and these are well used. I used to practice with these all the time, and these are about more like 10 or 12 feet, and they do hit pretty well, and they actually are really well balanced for a cheapo knife. So for a cheapo throwing knife, that is. But I do enjoy using them, or I do enjoy practicing with them. Some of the other things we have, this is the first stiletto that I actually ever bought, and it's a double-bladed one. I like it and I don't like it. I like it. It's heavy and it's not a newer one. It's got the window punch in it. The one thing I don't like about it, it is double-bladed, which at the time I thought that was going to be really cool, but in reality, it's not a very functional knife unless you're using it to actually hurt someone. But it works really well. It's incredibly well constructed. I don't like the belt clip on it because it's just really tight, and you actually can't really remove it because it's inside the knife, which I'm not a big fan of. But it is pretty heavy, and it works every time. It has really good action on it. But when I do go buy another stiletto type of knife, I'm looking more along the range, in like the Benchmade area, to see if I could do that, except those are really expensive. Some of the other ones, this is a switchblade I bought. I got this one in Florida at Tarpon Springs, I believe, which is like the sponge capital of the world, they claim. But this is not a bad switchblade. This is a newer style. It's not like the old Italian one that has the push button on it. As a matter of fact, I do have one of those, but it's not here right now. But it's not to carry around. I do like the belt clip on it, and it feels pretty good in your hand. But like I said, this is a newer, cheapo switchblade. It's not necessarily a really good one. And some of the other case knives that I have that are pretty interesting. This is a sheath that I got for Christmas from my son Kevin, which I really enjoy for this case knife. And this one is not a lock blade. It's actually just a straight folding knife, but this one's really good. I like this one a lot. It's a little thin, and when I first bought it, I didn't expect it to be as bulky in my pocket as I thought it would be. And so I bought this sheath to fit it, but it was just really thin. It just wasn't very usable. And Kevin decided that he was going to buy me this for Christmas, and this sheath is fantastic for this knife. I really like the way that worked out. One of the other case knives I have is, this is their Trapper folder. This is another really well-used knife that I carry around with me, especially out in the woods. It's a great knife. It's a great, really nice constructed, works really well. It has both the blades, the skinning blades and the drop point. And what a terrific knife. Case makes really good knives. And if some of you didn't know, the Case Knife Company is actually a part of the Zippo company. So Zippo lighters, if you go to their Zippo lighter page, they have an area for Case knives that you can click on it and you can see all the knives they make, and they make really good ones. This is one of the ones that I got from Case, which something that you don't really see. It's the double knife, and on the website, the website made it look a lot cooler and a lot more functional than it actually is. And this one here, is it functional? Yes, it is. Have I used it? I have out in the field, but it just did not perform really the way I needed a good fixed blade to perform. I do like the idea of the double knife though. It's really great. So moving on, we have some of our other, this is my birthday present I bought when I turned 50. So this is a custom Buck 110 folder that I basically picked out and designed myself. It's not a bad knife. It's a good, I got it with the suede sheath, which looks really cool, but in practicality, you know, it's really flimsy. So if you're going to do that and make a custom knife from Buck, I thoroughly recommend you go with a leather and not suede, unless you're just using it like as a dress knife. Let's see here. Some of the other ones I have. This is the Gerber. Now, I'm not a big fan of Gerber knives. Gerber multi-tools, yes. Gerber knives, not so much. This one is the Applegate though, and this is the big one-hand open. Now it's a great knife. I mean, it really comes out well. It's versatile. Is the serrated back edge, which is a knife. I mean, as far as, and this is a really good fighting knife if you ever get into a fight with a knife. But again, this is another one that's like, it's bulky. It sits really high up on your waist. So like anytime you get into a car and you sit down, it's gonna dig right into you. And same thing with some of the other knives, like any types of sheaths that you go with. This type of sheath, I'm just not a big fan of with the clip, because this is from the SOG company, and this knife actually is fantastic. I really enjoy using this knife. It's just the sheath I'm not like excited about, because it really just it sits way too high. This part digs right into your side if you're sitting down for what, you know, or whatnot. And so it's just not a very practical knife to wear around. Now, if you use this as a boot knife, I'm sure it would be fantastic. But carrying around as a belt knife, not so much. So let's move on to some of the bigger knives that I've got. This is some of these are my machetes and things like that. So this is my axe. It's just the typical axe I bring camping with me whenever I go. This is my Nata, which is actually it's really good. I like it a lot. It's really well constructed. It works really great for chopping wood and doing, amongst other things, clearing brush and things like that. the one thing I don't like about it, I don't really care for the sheath because it's got this belt loop here and it's only got one like belt rung. So it does need to be secured, especially when you're using it for backpacking. But it does perform actually really, really well. Some of the other things here is like a lot of these things I call my Tractor Supply Company specials, because a lot of these are from the Tractor Supply Company and they're super cheapo ones. Like this one, for example, this one I got at Tractor Supply Company. I can't remember when, but it's just a big, you know, piece of sheet metal that they probably stamped out, and it looks way more impressive than it is actually functional. Now, granted, if we had a zombie apocalypse happen, I'm sure this would be pretty useful, but in practical terms, it's just not very functional. We do have the Gerber machete, and this is the smaller one. It's not the great. Again, with the Velcro, not a big fan of. I have carried this around and used it. It's really light, and the saw back is actually really comes in handy. But again, just not excited with the sheath, and not excited with the Velcro on the sawtooth. Now this is one I found. This is definitely a Tractor Supply one, and this one I actually like, and I've used this a few times. It's not too bad. It's just that there's no belt loop here, so you kind of have to secure it to your pack. And like I said, you know, when the sheaths are cheap, chances are the knife is cheap. This is one I used to carry with me all the time. This is from the True Spec company, and this one here, it's heavy, and it's definitely, you can see that it's definitely been well used. But it's nice and thick. It's great for splitting wood. But again, when replacing a hatchet, this does a pretty good job replacing a hatchet. But from what I've been learning as I've been out in the woods and the field a lot more, is like nothing really replaces a good hatchet. I mean, I do like this knife, but again, this is it's got a lot of weight to it. It's kind of heavy to carry around. It flops around a lot because it's got this type of sheath on it. So the reason why I buy not cheap knives like this from Tractor Supply Company is sometimes you do get a surprise. You really do. And this one here, this one surprised me. This is the original sheath. It's not that great, and I think I'm going to probably get a leather sheath made for it. But this is a really good, durable, fixed blade knife, and it looks like it's a full tong. And the saw teeth are excellent. I've used this to cut wood. I've used this to clean fish. I've used this for multiple things, and it was just really surprising. I think it was like 20 bucks, but this is actually a really well constructed knife, and I was amazed when I found it. But some of the other ones that are like really expensive, there's one in here from the Sanity Jewelry Company that I took a chance on, and I bought this one here, a Bowie knife, because I really didn't have a good practical Bowie knife that wasn't from Tractor Supply, and I wanted one. So I took a chance and I bought it. And when I got it, I did like it a lot, but the problem was the blade rusted almost immediately out coming from the company. I mean, immediately rusted, like within days. And so I did contact them about that, and their response was, oh, you're just not carrying it correctly and stuff. And I'm like, really? I go, this is supposed to happen in 3 days? Because this shouldn't happen at all. I mean, to a knife like this, it wasn't exposed to any moisture. It wasn't. I haven't even used it or worn it one time, and this is how it came out. So their response was, well, maybe you shouldn't, store it in the sheath and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it was in the sheath for 3 days. I mean, so needless to say, I don't really buy stuff like that from them very often anymore. But some of the other Tractor Supply fun stuff that I've gotten have been like this. This I found there, and like I haven't ever actually used it before. I'm not entirely sure what I would use it for, but it looked really cool when I bought it. Not really excited about the handle. And when you put it on to wear it, it's not practical or usable to wear, but it does look pretty cool. It's kind of fancy. Yeah, some of the other ones here are just like the Winchester knives. I have a few Winchester knives, and I'm not a big fan of these either. This one was actually another surprise. Like this knife is relatively well constructed. It's like a full tong, and I do like this knife. Hate the sheath, love the knife. It sits well. It feels good in your hand. It's the right size. It looks pretty good. I've used it a few times. I've gone out in the field with it a few times. It's performed really well. It's just the sheath, the whole button patch here busted off the first time I had it. And so then the rest of the time I was out hiking, I'm worried about it falling out because it's got this plastic insert inside here. And the entire time I'm like, okay, I checked, do I have my, is it still there? Is it still there? So again, another sheet that I'll have to get redone, but as far as the knife blade is concerned, it was pretty fantastic. So anyway, that's pretty much the collection of my knives that I have right now. I actually haven't gone through some of the other ones that I really like. I bought this one. I thought this one was really cool. I think I got this one in, I bought this one, I think in Gaylord, Michigan, at this sporting goods store. And I really like this knife. I really like the sheath, and I really like the way it sits in the sheath. Wearing it around, it feels pretty good. I do like it. But some of the other ones here, this one actually right here, this is a boot dagger that my late Uncle Richard bought for me, and it's an antique. I really don't know the backstory on it, but he knew I was into knives, and he bought this for me, which I thought was a really cool gesture. Anyway, that's pretty much my knife collection. Well, for most of my knife collection. Some of it's still stored away, and maybe, I don't know, next time we can go through the swords and some of the medieval weapons I have, which are all 100% usable. I try not to buy any fake or replica stuff. I buy fully functional medieval weaponry and Japanese weaponry, so where you can literally take it off the wall and walk into combat with it, and it will function the way it's designed. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of my knife collection here. And like I said, I'm an amateur. I'm not an expert. And I try to field test a lot of this stuff the best I can. But again, like, my everyday carries, Buck 110 folder, you can never go wrong with. The one from the Rapid River Knife Company, fantastic knife. You can never go wrong with that. Like I said, anything for Buck, and Kershaw makes a great lock blade. I don't have too much Spyderco stuff. I do have one or two Spyderco things, and I don't have too much Benchmade stuff either. I used to carry around a CQC7 assisted open one, and I used the crap out of that knife to the point where it was damaged beyond repair. And I like that knife, but it was like, at the time, I think I paid $120 for it. And sometimes when I use knives aggressively, it's like I just can't justify going and spending a couple $100 on a knife that I'm going to use in an everyday occurrence without it lasting very long, where the Buck 110 folder definitely makes the cut. So does the Kershaw lock blade. Really like that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. This is probably the first time in 50 or 20 years I've had all of, or at least most of my knives out in one sitting. So yeah, we'll see you next time at Frank on the Lake.